audio.
Please call Stella. Ask her to bring these things with her from the store. 6 spoons of fresh snow peas, 5 thick slabs of blue cheese, and maybe a snack for her brother Bob. We also need a small plastic and snake and a big toy frog for the kids. She can scoop these things into 3 red bags and we will go meet her Wednesday at the train station.
All right. What about now? Where's
Indonesian.
Indonesia? Okay, we have answer in here, Indonesia. Let me check the chat box. It's Indonesian, French, Korean. Okay, Indonesian. Okay. The others who wants to try Germany? Okay, Indonesian. Okay, Indonesian.
French is Indonesian.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Kak Denny, for answering. Okay, so we have Germany, Indonesian, mostly Indonesian, and then Korean and French. Let us know the answer for this. It's Indonesian. Congrats, everyone! Wow. How can you answer it right? What did you notice something from this accent? Why this is Indonesian accent? Look like
Indonesians say A, R, and so clearly.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you for answering, Firman. And then look like Japanese. Oh, okay. So some of you have noticed about Indonesian accent, like the way we speak English. Then let's move on.
Please call Stella. Ask her to bring these things with her from the store. 6 spoons of fresh snow peas, 5 thick stabs of blue cheese, and maybe a snack for her brother Bob. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the kids. She can scoop these things into 3 red bags and we will go meet her Wednesday at the train station.
Okay, it's done. Wow. I got 10 chats in here. Let me check the chat box. It's Indian, French, India, French definitely. Okay.
Turkish,
Hindi.
perhaps.
Yeah?
Turkish.
Okay, Turkish, and then Indonesia, in French, okay, and Spanish. Oh, we have 2 answers more. It's French. It's either French or Spanish.
Francais.
Yeah?
Francais.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we found out the answer for this audio. It's Hindi. Congrats everyone who answered it. It's Hindi. Yeah. It's the way people in India speak English. Okay, Hindi from India. Yes, it's Hindi from India, Kak Pendra. Let's move on to the next audio.
Please call Stella. Ask her to bring these things with her from the store. 6 spoons of fresh snow peas, 5 thick slabs of blue cheese, and maybe a snack for her brother Bob. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the kids. She can scoop these things into 3 red bags and we will go meet her Wednesday at the train station.
Okay, that's done. Let me see the chat box. Still French for me, okay.
Sounds American for me.
Sounds American. All right, it's German and then still French for me. Australia, French. Okay, what about the others who wants to try to answer? That's okay if you guess it wrong or if you guess it right. It's just for having fun, everyone. Don't make it too serious, right? Okay, it's French, Germany, Australia, and still French for me. Okay, Kak Arif, we take the answer. And then the right answer is, it's German, everyone. Congrats for guessing it right. Okay, Kak Dik, congratulations for answering right. And then Kak Diki, both Kak Diki. It's answering, it's German. And then next.
Please call Stella. Ask her to bring these things with her from the store. 6 spoons of fresh snow peas, 5 thick slabs of blue cheese, and maybe a snack for her brother Bob. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the kids. She can scoop these things into 3 red bags, and we will go meet her Wednesday at the train station.
Okay, it's done. Let me see the chat box. Why don't you unmute yourself, everyone? But that's okay. Thank you so much for answering. Let me see the chat box. It's French, Italian, French, Canadian. Which one? Oh, I think French Canadian is the same accent. Well, I don't know. French, French, French. Oh, mostly it's French. Right. French. Okay, so all of you guessed it. It's French accent for English, for the way people in France speak English. So the answer is congratulations. Oh my God, you guessed it right, all of you. I'm gonna clap my hand to you. Congratulations for guessing it right. Okay, why did you answer it's French? Did you notice some characteristic of the French accent?
The long E sound.
The long E sound. And then the O is merci beaucoup. Okay, the European accent of English almost the same. Okay, what about the others? We have various answers in here. Why for the people who answered it, it's French accent. I can notice that this is the way French people speak English. Why did you choose? Why did you notice this is French? We have the first one, the long E sound, and then the European accent of English almost the same. And then we have Kadeni in here, merci beaucoup. Okay, yeah. Last audio.
Please call Stella. Ask her to bring this thing with her from the store. 6 spoons of French snow peas, 5 thick slabs of blue cheese, and maybe a snack for her brother Bob. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the kids. She can scoop these things into 3 red bags, and we will go meet her Wednesday at the train station.
All right. So it's done. Okay, so I hear some of you probably unmute yourself. You can answer it by unmute yourself and then speak directly about your answer.
I'll go with Spanish or Portuguese.
Okay, Spanish and Portuguese. All right, so let me check the chat box. It's Arabic, it's Portuguese. Sounds difficult to me. Kak Intan, you always have a unique answer. Sounds difficult to me. Portuguese, it's Spanish or Portuguese. Oh, this one sounds more like Indian. Okay, Spanish, Portuguese. And then the right answer or the correct answer for the last audio is it's Arabian. Congratulations for people who said it's Arabic. You guessed it right. All right. So yeah, we have another. It's Arabia. Yeah, it's Arabic accent. The way people in Middle East, for example, in the Middle East, you need to Arab when they speak English. All right. So we have guessed all the English accents all over the world. So yeah, as I said earlier, that if you want to train your English, your listening skills, you may have your paper and then your pen, and then you may transcribe it. And this is the transcription of the audio. So this is the script. Please call Stella. Ask her to bring these things with her from the store. 6 spoons of fresh snow peas, 5 thick slices of blue cheese, and maybe a snack for her brother Bob. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog from the kids. She can scoop these things into 3 red bags, and we will go meet her Wednesday at the train station. So yeah, some of you probably transcribe it or write down all the script and then check it out. And now, if you have tried to transcribe it, the audio or all the audios earlier, you may check your transcription in here. This is the script for the audio, and then did you get 100% correct or less or even beyond 100%? So yeah, again, it's just the way we train our listening skills, right? Because we meet with so many people for speaking English, because English is a lingua franca. It means that we can connect with other people with English. It's like a bridge for us to communicate with the other nationality in the world, right? Okay, move on. So yeah, why accents are vary? We have discussed earlier that some English accents all over the world, and not only in the US and then in the UK as the majority of English speakers, but we have English accents beyond that, American and British. And now, why accents are vary? Why do we have some accent and even in just one language? For example, we have English language, but we have so many accents, just like we have discussed earlier. And then here we have 5 points about the reasons why we have the variety of accents. The first one is a language community. It means in Indonesia, masyarakat bahasa. So the definition of masyarakat bahasa or language community is a group of people that share the same native language. For example, Indonesian and Malaysian language come from Melayu, right? We share the same root with Malaysian language. So we sometimes understand the way Malaysians speak, and sometimes we don't understand the way Malaysia, because we have different words, different terms, and different diction, but we share the same root of language. We come from the same source of language, because we are Indonesian language comes from Melayu, and then Malaysian language also comes from Melayu, and that's what a language community or masyarakat bahasa, the definition of masyarakat bahasa. And then geographical factor, yes, indeed. And yeah, we have seen many English accents all over the world, right? So even both in the US or in the UK, they have varied accents of English. For example, in New York, people speak English differently with people in Oklahoma, and then people in London speak English differently with people in Liverpool, and then people in Java speak Indonesian differently with people in Sumatra, something like that. So yeah, for the different geographical area, the place that we live, we can create our accent because of that. And then the third is about language context. So it means that the language community accept the arrival of the other communities to their area. For example, if you are still familiar for the phenomenon Jaxel, the Jaxel phenomenon, they both mix two languages, Indonesian and English. Like for example, waktu itu kan gue beli baju ini, which is like I like it so much. Terus abis itu gue give it to my mother, something like that. Yeah, that's a Jaxel phenomenon, right? They mix both language because they accept the other communities or the other language to come to their area. Okay, so the fourth is about, so because of the language contact, we can create bilingualism or multilingualism. So from those phenomenon, we can create different accent, right? Okay, so this is the fourth. It's a social class. Probably I believe that you are familiar with the level of Javanese language, right? For example, the first is Ngoko Lugu, and then the second is Ngoko Alus, and we have Krama Lugu and then Krama Inggil, right? They have a different accents to speak different level, to the elder, to the younger, or to peer, or something like that. Yeah, so social class also can affect the accent of the language. And then the last point, it is last but not least, the system of sound production. Yes, indeed. I noticed back then when I asked you about the characteristic, why did you notice this? This is a French language, and then the person said that, oh yeah, they have the long E over there. And then when I said, why did you can notice this is a Japanese accent, they said that they cannot pronounce the O and the R sound. Yes, because we have different sound production. It's not we have different tongue or different lips. It's because we have different systems of sound production. And in a speech sound production, we have two theories. It is called phonetics and phonology. And then in each area, we have our own systems of sound production. Like, for example, in German, when German people speak English, for example, they are likely to have trouble with the sound at the beginning for the words "w." For the wish, they have the difficulty to pronounce the "w" sound at the end of the word, at the first of the word, and then the word "this," the "th" sound. When you place your tip of the tongue in the middle of your teeth, for the German speakers, when they learn about English, they hardly to pronounce the "th" sound. It's because they have a different system sound of production with English. And then, for example, again, like speakers of Japanese often have a trouble with the English. For example, the "al" and the sounds. This is because the Japanese language doesn't distinguish, right, between the "al" sound and the "r" sound, right? Okay, so yeah, it's really hard for Japanese speakers in learning English when it comes to "al" and the sound, because they do not differentiate those sound, right? And then we also have in Indonesia, I also noticed that we have the difficulty to differentiate or to notice the sound and the sound. For example, the sound in the bed, the place where we sleep, and then the bed, the place when it's not a place, it's the opposite of good. Bad, bad. Can you guess it? I mean, can you notice the difference between bad and bad? The bad sound, the sound, the it's the place where we sleep. But the bad sound, it's bad. Bad is the opposite of good, which is good and bad. It's not good and bad, but good and bad. So we have to drop our jaw more when we say about the bad sound instead of bad sound, because it can create different meaning of the words. Okay, so yeah, why accents are vary? We have 5 points in here. And this is FGD time. Which English accent is the easiest and the hardest for you guys, and why? Please discuss about this topic in your group. So yeah, this is, oh, probably you can take a screenshot for this topic. Which English accent is the easiest and the hardest for you? You can share it with your roommates in the FGD room. And yeah, you probably can share your experience regarding to English accents, yeah, about it. And thank you for discussing about accent. I do really appreciate that a lot, especially for those of you who answer it right or wrong. I do really appreciate your effort. All right, thank you so much. I think that's all for the material about the accent. So yeah, it's about FGD time for you guys. Enjoy.
All right, what an awesome material from our awesome conductor for tonight. So here we go in a FGD session. Tonight, our facilitators lineup will be led by Dika Narendra, Diki, and the third Intan, and also there's Putri, Dimas. Yeah, that's all. That's our lineup. The Dika, Diki, Dichandra, Intan Dwi Lestari, and Putri. So I hope all of you guys can have a great discussions with your team, and see you in several minutes. And by the way, on the FGD session, we have 25 minutes to discuss. So I hope all of you can enjoy the FGD. So see you soon.
Okay, so yeah, I guess all of the participants already joined the discussion, right?
Yes. So how maybe for the first questions, how's the how's the how's the vibe from your speech? Maybe is it your expectation, or maybe you can share?
I see. Yeah, the expectation for this class, for tonight's class, yeah, I do expect that people can more aware about their accent. It is because I found that people, like, for example, they I'm not gonna say that they try so hard to sound like a native speaker. I'm not saying say that, but I suggest you to keep your accent because that's the way makes you unique. Because for the linguists, the people who analyze about language development, it's a really it can be our data for analysis for the development of language. For example, for the accent, the way people speak, and then we differentiate, or we can make research about, okay, in this year people speak like this one, and then in this year people speak differently from the year, and something like that. So yeah, I hope that people can be more aware about their accent, and this keep the unique of you, of your accent. That's what makes you unique, right?
Yes. So maybe some of us really learn about British accent and so on. So
I know.
in your opinion, how important about the accent?
Well, for me, if it's scale from 1 to 10, accent is, for me, I can say it's 5. I mean, for me, accent is not really important. The most important thing is that you can express your feeling clearly. You can speak clearly instead of probably you can, oh, I want to speak like this, but the people that you speak, she or he cannot hear you clearly. So I guess the way you speak, the clear pronunciation is more important than just an accent. But if you want to try to speak like in a British accent, it's okay, because yeah, it's just a knowledge for us to speak in a British accent, and then probably you can move on. Oh yeah, this is the way British people speak, and then this is the way American people speak. It's completely fine to compare or to differentiate for our knowledge. But yeah, again, back then, and yeah, back to the early opinion, that I suggest you to keep your accent, and then I suggest you to focus on the clear pronunciation instead of the accent itself.
All right. So if you can give what I should say, if you can give the rank, which English accent more harder than more easier?
Okay, so for me, because I have done research about British accent, it's receipt pronunciation. Receipt pronunciation is a standard accent in the UK, and surprisingly, even it is standard accent in the UK, but only 2% of people in the UK use that standard accent. It is because they live in a very area in the UK. So standard British accent is just for the Queen, for example, for the Queen family, or for the upper class. And it's really hard because they have to speak politely, right? So and then, because I have this kind of research regarding to British accent, I can say that British is the hardest one, because they have diphthongs, because they have triphthongs in here, and then the American they don't have triphthongs. Triphthongs, it means that the 3 vowel sounds, for example, e, or yeah, something like that, vowel sound, the 3 vowel sounds, they combine into one. So that's the way British people speak. Like, for example, in American, we say fire, but in British, they say fire. So they have the and sound. They have the 3 vowels, but in American, they only have 2 vowels. That's why we call it diphthongs. So yeah, I mean, the hardest is the British accent, but for the easiest one, I can say Indonesian, because yeah, I can say it's Indonesian because we pronounce all the syllable in a same rhythm, right? It's not like the English, the native English speakers. For example, they have a stress, and then they have this rhythm, and yeah, something like that. They have so many regulation regarding to speech sound production. But in Indonesia, we just, for example, the word bapak, they treat the same syllable, bapak. But when it comes to English, they have stress in it, father. We have to stress in the first syllable, but we don't do it in Indonesia, right? We don't say bapak. We don't say like that, right?
Yes.
Bapak. We don't say bapak. Well, we say bapak. So yeah, we treat all the syllables in the same level. And yeah, I guess the easiest accent when it comes to English accent is Indonesian. It's because for me, it's because I am Indonesian. Yeah, it can be the reason as well.
Yes, maybe like in British mountain, in American mountain, right?
Yes.
So,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So how long did you take time to learn about English accent? Since you are also, I guess, English literature, right? English literature graduate.
Yeah. Well, yeah. At the university, I didn't learn much about accent. It's just for me, because I am really a curious person. And then I analyze more about the accent because I'm really into the speech sound production. And then after that, I have this motivation to learn more about speech sound production when I was at the first semester at the university, and I have decided about the title for my undergraduate thesis for the 8th semester. And then, I mean, the topic for the we can say skripsi in Indonesia, but in English we can translate it as undergraduate thesis. But because we in the other country they don't have skripsi, but we have different term right there. And yeah, I have learned about speech sound production or accent or sound production, something like that, from the first semester up to now. Because I am handling pronunciation class at the language laboratory at the university which I went, and then I also handling a conversation class at the course the place where I work. So yeah, I think speech sound production knowledge is it's like a lifetime learning because I'm really into it.
Oh, awesome! So, what is your experience during learning English? Because I just realized you are so fluently talking about accent and English thing. So maybe you can share your experience.
Well, yeah, this is a really unique experience back then when I had a gap year, and I took a course at one of the English course And then I had this native teacher. He's from England. Yeah, he's from England, and then of course he's British. And after that, I went to his office, and he said to me like, he hardly pronounced my name. He said it's Tiwi, Ty, or something like that, or even worse, he said that Annisa, and I was like, who is Annisa? And after that, oh, that's not my name, but you pronounce it wrong. It should be Annisa. And yeah, I have a problem with him with my name because I don't know what it comes to his mind. And then back then to the story, he asked me to bring his bottle of water, but he said it in a quick way. He said like, please bring me a cup of water. And I was like, okay, I lost it. And I just stood right there and then stared blankly. I was lost, and I asked him, pardon me, I'm afraid I didn't get the sentence clearly. And he just rolled his eyes like, okay, could you please bring me my bottle of water? And I was like, oh yeah, bottle of water. Okay, now I get it. Okay, so yeah, that's, I think, the most unique and memorable and also embarrassing moment regarding to English accent in my life.
So yeah, maybe sometimes some of us should face the obstacle first, and then after that we can learn more from that obstacle, right?
I see. Yes, indeed.
Awesome.
Okay. What about you? Do you have any experience regarding to English accent?
All right. My experience, as simple as I ever have what is it to say, private English teacher,
I see.
and he lived in he lived in Massachusetts for
yeah.
4 years, and then after that he's Indonesian, by the way, but he lives 4 years in Massachusetts because of the student exchange.
I see. And then?
And after that, when I learned from that guy, and totally the accent I can recognize really well, because what this guy say, just like you did before, right? Pardon me, could you repeat please?
I know, right?
And he always repeated, and after that I just realized, all right, that's the effect of 4 years living in Massachusetts and talking with an American person.
Yeah.
And yeah, after that I really learned about English, about especially grammar, speaking, listening, and so on. So the first vibe that I got from my teacher when he said something, I just realized like, God, I just like in a English test with the listening. So
I know.
I don't need any English test listening. Actually, I just need this guy talk more, and I just try to recognize what he wants to, what the meaning from what they say.
I see. Yeah, when it comes about English accent, is really challenging for us, right? To guess.
Yes.
Okay, so what is this guy talking about? And then we have to guess it, and then we have to, for example, we have to change it in our mind about the translation. And for example, oh yeah, in Indonesian they say like this and they say like that, and yeah, so many factors regarding to accent because of the culture, and then the area as well. Yeah, we have so many factors, right? And then for
Yes.
you, if you could choose, which accent that you want to speak.
Which accent? Maybe
Yeah.
American.
American.
The easiest one.
The easiest one. Okay. Hello, Ka Yasmin.
Hello, Ka Yasmin.
Hello.
How are you?
The connection has been cut.
I know.
Yeah, has been cut off twice.
I know, right? Have you gotten your group yet?
Well, it was supposed to be in the group before this, but the connection was bad, so it was cut off. Then after that, the connection was back, and now I'm here.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. Maybe Ka Yasmin, do you have any experience related to the accent?
Yeah.
Wow, I think I must learn a lot from Miss Annisa because of your extensive experience and regarding English accent experience. Just correct me if I'm wrong, but it is based on my personal experience that even though I just know from your presentation about the various American accents, but most Indonesians think that American accent is the easiest because we've been exposed to American stuff like like movies, news like VOA, CNN, almost all the time, and the hardest maybe is Australian.
Australian? Why?
Maybe Australian.
No, I guess you have some connection.
I have cousins who in Sydney. Australian citizen. And, what I remember, like every time I speak to one of my cousins, like I have to make sure that I can understand what he's saying.
Yes.
What he's saying, but at least I only get like 40 or 50% of his statements.
Oh my God. And then how did you manage it then? How did you manage the conversation between you and your cousin?
I try to understand what my cousins are saying. Like every time we have conversation, either on the phone or on Skype or video call, things like that. And what I remember when I forgot the last time I met him, maybe 5 years ago, but maybe more than that. I was so tired to speak to them, to make sure that I understood every word that they said.
It takes energy, right? Because we are not get used to hear more about Australian accent. I know, right?
Yeah.
Struggle.
Yeah, and about the speaking. Oh, I remember about the speaking as.
Oh, I think
speaking test. It was like 15 years ago. I and my friend like misunderstood, or maybe may have misinterpreted what the assessor, what the mentor was saying. But
I see.
What did you say? Things like that. And it was a test. That's worse.
Yeah. Indeed.
That's the bad thing.
Indeed. When it comes about language tests, no matter English test or Indonesian test, we just get lost. Like, oh, okay, I don't know. I don't know things. I don't know like this, something like that. Because it's too many theory, right? We just use our language not according to the theory, because when it comes to language theory, it's so many about language theory. It's not only just about grammar, and grammar itself, they have so many things, like for example, dialect, and dialect itself, they have also they own grammar or something like that. So yeah, speaking of language is really, really complicated topic, right?
And I want to know about like various British accents that you previously said. if I'm not mistaken, I have a friend who used to study in the UK that the Scottish accent is the hardest thing that can you understand what Sir Alex Ferguson is saying? It's hard, to understand. It's like mumbling.
I know, yeah. In the UK itself, they mock each other. For example, the people in the Liverpool, and then they mock the people in the London. It's just because, again, it's just because, okay, I don't understand which part of English that you speak. Because again, for example, in the Liverpool, they have the h sound and then d sound, and then the Scottish as well. And yeah, in the UK itself, they mock each other about their accent. Mostly, I found that Manchester accent is the hardest for the British people. For probably it would be a different experience, right? For example, your friend said that Scottish is the hardest accent in the UK, but what I found that from people in the UK, they found that Manchester accent is the hardest because they just like murmuring and we don't know what they are talking about. Like mostly the football player, right? The example of the football.
Yeah,
I know. It takes time and energy. Okay. What about you, Kak Raki? Yeah, speaking of football player, did you find any unique accent that you completely lost because of their accent?
Actually, when I learned about
based on
English,
based on my friend experience, Michael Owen is the hardest.
Michael, yeah. Actually, I don't know about any football player when they say something, but for maintaining my English right now, I just watch some stand-up comedian like Dave Chappelle, the controversial one, Dave Chappelle, and then the Trevor Noah and so on. I just learn a lot about English, and that's the way I learn English. While I need entertainments, but at the same time I also learn about English, right? Like their accent and so on, because Trevor Noah is an African, so I learned a lot about his accent, and if I'm not mistaken, Dave Chappelle also half African. That's why I learned a lot about what they say and learn to recognize their message.
I see. It takes time, right? It takes energy because I believe that some of the topic when it comes to English, they have they own their own vocabulary, right? For example, in the stand-up comedy, they have their own vocabulary to use it, and then in the football they have their own vocabulary, and then each field they have their own vocabulary, and we have to understand it, and we have sometimes we translate it right in our mind. Okay, this one, if I translate it into Indonesian, okay, what's the meaning of it, right? And it takes a lot of energy for us as a bilingualism or multilingualism.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the part of struggle learning another language.
I know, right? When we look back, the way we struggle, and then we just, for me, example, when I look back and then I, like analyze the progress or the process of me learning English, it's just like, oh, I was really that funny like that. I knew nothing, and then after that I knew some of the things or something like that. And we we sometimes laugh at the process, right?
Yes.
Okay, Alpaca's room will close. Oh, okay. All the participants and the facilitators
Yes,
will be back.
all the participants will come back.
Wow, welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back, Britzoners. How's the discussion?
Welcome back. Okay, I
Welcome
think some
back.
of the participants still
Yes.
in the breakout room. Welcome back, everyone.
So maybe I will ask Ryan. Hello, Ryan.
Hi, Rocky. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. How about you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. How's the discussion, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of fun actually, and actually, I'm not become the representative, so you should ask it for the someone, right? So, but I think our group is have some of different perspective, and which one is the accent is the hardest things, and which one is the easiest. So, yeah, but for me is our actually is spectacular with my awesome facilitator. So we have the intern, right? So,
All
but yeah,
right.
it was so much fun.
All right. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
your
pleasure.
yes. Thank you so much for your what is it to say? Comment for your FGD group. So I guess all of you guys already here. So let's start from the first representative I will choose from facilitator Putri. Putri, the screen is yours.
Well, thank you, Mr. Host, and also Mr. MC. You're so amazing. Okay, I've got four amazing people in my group. There are Tra and also Danny, Pendra, Rida, and also Mariska. And maybe I would like to choose Vendra as our representative. Vendra.
Okay,
Vendra.
thank you for thank you
Okay.
for giving me the session, Putri. Based on our group discussion, our members speak that the easiest accent is become an Indonesian accent, and otherwise is American accent, and the hardest one is the British accent, and somehow there are also a Japanese accent of English that they think that it is hard to pronounce. But for my perspective and our team, we believe that everyone or every country have their own perspective of accent. So I think just be yourself and use your own accent that you can be masterized. Thank you.
Okay, wow, what a great conclusion. Thank you, Vendra. And also thank you, Group 5. I'll give it back the control to you, Mr. MC.
All right, thank you so much, Putri and the team. And let's move on to another group. I will choose facilitator Diki Chandra. I guess this guy already prepared. So,
all right.
Diki Chandra, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Rocky. You know what? My group was super wonderful. So we have Mr. Alessandro Arievo from Italy. And we have Mr. Firmansky from Russia. Mr. Ezra from East Java with the Medok English. And the last one is Mr. Ferdian with the British RP accent. So I'm going to choose, Mr. Ferdian from the UK.
Okay. Well, actually, it's been very fantastic to be guided with those people. We were talking about the importance of having the accent in the way you gain your self-confidence in improving your English speaking skills. I think, and that's very important to be done. And also we were talking about like being selective in choosing any kind of accents that you want to use in your social life, because in the UK itself, like for your information, when you're using accent, it simultaneously can tell about your economic status, telling you about how well educated the person is. An accent can tell you about what person is. Like, be careful if you're interested and enthusiastic and in British accent like Harry Potter, or you want to sound like regionally like Cockney or posh or something like that, because in the UK it is considered as a kind of like a lower class people. If you want to be considered as a good learner who uses accent, please choose the formal one, the neutral ones, like RP, like BBC News, like Al Jazeera English. You know, because when you're kind of like jumping out to the culture in the UK, people will kind of like evaluate on the way you kind of like on the way you speak, on the way you behave, on the way you respond to situations. And accent is is quite kind of like playing a huge significant part, in telling about who you truly are, This is very important. Yeah, I think that's all. And yeah, it was kind of like funny when we kind of like when we represented our own accent based on where we from. And this is kind of like very funny because we talk about our family who uses kind of like very strong traditional accents like Sundanese, Javanese, or even maybe you came from different regions in Indonesia, and it's a kind of like a huge task for us to kind of like not to get rid of, but to get into the cross-cultural understandings. Knowing about the world is very interesting to be done. I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank
That's
you very
fantastic.
much. Thank you very much, Mas Ferdian. Well, to be honest, Raki, I actually want to to pick them all, but we have limited time.
Yeah.
Everyone is
Yes.
wonderful.
What an awesome way to represent your group, Faisal Diki. So congratulations for you guys. I hope it will, I guess, for your recommendation. And let's move on to another facilitator. I will choose, maybe I will choose Dimas. Hello, Dimas, are you there?
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you so much. Okay. In my group, there are only 2 persons actually, but both of them have their own nice thing to say, to share to you guys. If I may I present both of them, both of person?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. And yeah. So Kak Dennis and Kak Nina, let's go ahead. Maybe Kak Dennis. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So we talk about accents actually, and then I'm gonna be talking about my side. The hardest and the easiest one, because I don't really have any experiences about people with accents. Probably the South Asian countries or areas and the East Asian countries, something like that, because I've got a friend here is married to like a Bangla, and I kind of hard to understand, like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, something you need to figure it out. And the easy was, I would say Indonesians and American, because I think most of American accent I would understand in terms of slangs and something like that. But also we talk about Indonesian because I'm originally from West Java, but I grew up here in Papua, so most of people like can't understand Papuan accents mostly, but I can. I think, and Japanese is very interesting to me, like Japanese accent. Yes, and I'm learning Japanese now. Thank you. Next to
Okay. Right. So for me personally, standard American accent like APA also very hard for me to learn because I'm from Central Java and Javanese, so it's super hard for me to pronounce D and B in American accent and also TH sound. Yeah, I think that's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Dimas and the team for the explanation. Maybe that's all from the representative. So sorry, due to the limited time, I only choose 3 teams to represent their FGD session. So I will give it back to our awesome conductor for tonight to give the feedback and maybe the closing remark, I guess. So Annisa, Triyani, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, MC. Wow, I am so impressed by the result of the discussion. It's really, really amazing. And then also, for all the participants, you did amazing. And then also have I believe that some of you have a different perspective, and then you got the things to make in unite, and I do really appreciate that a lot. And for the facilitators, you did amazing as well. And yeah, I think I agree with the I forgot the name, and the person who spoke with a British accent.
Mas Ferdian.
Oh, yeah, Mas Ferdian, right? Yeah, I agree with that. Accent can be it can affect your social status, and then it can affect which area that you come from, and then it can affect many things. So that's why I suggest you guys to keep your own accent, because when you come into some of the area or some country, we don't know, right? We don't know their standard accent. We don't know the social class over there. We don't know their regulation. It can be probably offensive for them, or for us it can be it's a normal, but it can be offensive for them, right? So yeah, I suggest you to keep your accent, because your accent is unique. And yeah, if you want to learn about more accent, I mean, it doesn't mean that I want to stop you to learn about British accent. If you want to speak in a British accent, that's completely fine. If you want to speak in an American accent, it's completely fine. But yeah, just keep your own accent, because people can notice you easily, right? When you speak, oh yeah, this is probably Ka Ferdian's sound, and then we can notice, oh, this is Ka Dick's sound, or something like that. Yeah, we can make our uniqueness through accent. Okay, so that's all for me. I'm so impressed, and I'm so happy that you did amazing and enjoyed the discussion. I do really appreciate that a lot. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I think that's all for today.
All right, thank you so much, our awesome conductor for tonight. Okay, this is the last session, I guess. Or maybe Fasil Putri, do you have anything do you want to say, or just end up the session?
Yes, maybe we can end this session with taking picture.
All right. So I encourage you to show your face, because your face will be forever on Britzone Instagram. So just be prepared with your best pose. Maybe I will count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Come on. Turn on your camera. Let's
Come on, guys.
Oh, I thought you were counting that we are started already.
We've been waiting for.
Yeah. Yes, this is the time that I took to all of this picture. So give your best pose. 3, 2, 1, cheers. 3, 2, 1, cheers. All right, wait a moment. Wait a moment.
Come on, I'm tired.
All right. Let's
holding your smile.
Pose. Let's take another pose. Maybe your hand sign and so on. 3, 2, 1, cheers.
Okay, we still have 30 minutes, guys.
That's all from me, Raki, as your MC tonight, and Annisa Triyani as the conductor tonight, and of course the rest of WET team. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. See you on Saturday. So
Thank you.
happy
See you, learners.
Everyone.
Bye bye, everyone. I'll see you in the film shop tomorrow, Saturday.
Keep learning.
Bye. Thank you, listeners.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
Thank you so much
listening.
for enjoying this class.
Bye-bye.
Come
See you on
on.
Saturday.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Rida.
Please come back again.
Thank you, Vendra.
Thank you, you too.
Yeah,
Thank you, YouTube.
having the discussion.
Yay. Thank you, YouTube. Okay.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you, YouTube.
Karaki.
Okay,
Thank you,
offline no,
YouTube.
offline, Raki.
Thank you, you too. Kode ini.
Thank you, YouTube.
Turn
Oh, I
off
think
the YouTube,
Karaki is.
please.
Turn off the
Thank
YouTube,
you,
please.
YouTube.
Raki.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm the co-host, not the host.
I think he's far from the keyboard.
Yes, he's far. Maybe he's in the toilet.
Yeah, I think Raki.
Oh, stop speaking. Stop speaking, guys.
Raki.
It's still live.
I think Raki couldn't hold it.
Thank you, YouTube. Thank
YouTube, you did amazing.
YouTube.
Thank you so much for joining through YouTube. I do really appreciate that a lot. I mean, we
What
do
about
really
if the host is removed? Can the YouTube deck?
Okay. So, what are you trying
the
to
host
say,
removed?
Kadika?
If the
Oh, no,
host
no. He's here.
Okay, Raki.
He's here.
Hi.
Karaki, would you please turn off the